So here we have the token BERACHAIN, so the ticker is BERA. Interesting project, as you can see, not had particularly favourable price action since it released, but we can see certainly over the last few months it's beginning to bottom out, and we can see some nice movement here. So how would we chart this? So we, as usual, have our all-time high up here, and we have an all-time low down here that we will make red. And what do we have in terms of levels? So we have a monthly level there. And I think that's it that we have on the monthly. So we will go instead onto the weekly and see what we can see. So working our way across, we can see this level here. I will move up to incorporate there. We have a level there. So actually I will just label this monthly. And we've got weekly. We have another weekly there. Moving up, that's not a candle close yet, so we will ignore that. We have one up here. And if we scroll up, we've got another one here. And if we go up, we've got another one here and here. Like both of these as weekly. And that is it. So if we go back onto here, we can see a lot of levels down below, but not much in this region here. So what we will do is we'll see what we can spot on a daily. So I think there's quite a few interesting daily levels. So I like that one there. Actually, if we grab this and move this down and go under here, we can see that this is a really strong daily level. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 candle closes there, and then it also has this area here. So really interesting zone. This zone, actually, you've got a zone here, which is interesting, and one slightly above here at 2, 3. So two nice daily zones. That we can see price is currently in the middle of. Got a daily zone down here. Actually, I prefer this one. And these are a bit closer. I'll leave that one out. And one here. So what else do we have? There is one there, and that's a nice upper target to aim at. That breaks up a lot of this void, because as we can see, there's a very large fair value gap here. If we go down here, and we'll change this to yellow and just put FEG. And one thing I quite like to do is you can see that this is an area of liquidity, because if you go all the way back, you can see just how many fair value gaps get left in this area. So you can see fair value gap and filled in there. We can see, so there's a lot of liquidity in this area. Similarly, you can say the same thing about this region here. So what else do we see above from a daily level? So if we zoom in here on this bit of price action, we can see this strong weekly level here. We have a strong daily level there. We've got a level here that breaks things up. If we zoom out, what do we have? We've got some stuff on the upper targets up here. So get this, and we go here. And another one here. So, yeah, so I think these we can begin to cross once we move through, but let's have a look at this. So if we go back onto the weekly, where does the volume sit on this ticker? So if we go across, we'll get our FRVP out and have a look at where we see areas of volume on this ticker. So scrolling in, what can we see? So we can see currently very much at the point here, so the highest volume point. If we zoom back out, you can see this area is where a lot of the price action is. I think you've got a very interesting area. Actually, we'll box it out. Boxing out this area here, I think is interesting. And we'll make this grey. Similarly, you have another area here. You've got a nice strong area here. But I mean, if we zoom in onto the daily, what can we see? So, especially if I get rid of that and we go onto the daily and we look at some of the more recent price action, what can we see in this chart? So if we go from there and across, you can see very much this is the area of very much this is the key area of volume. So if I draw a box over there, I will get a horizontal ray and have a look, and you can see that that is a high volume area. Similarly, if we go down below, you can see just above the daily level there, a lot of volume on that level, and then down here we can see just below. So if we get rid of this and we zoom out, so a lot of opportunity on this ticker. I think in the short term, how would I be looking at this? I'd be looking to see how it reacts in this zone. I think, interestingly, we've had a liquidation wick that's taken this area out, because I think ultimately this daily level would have been quite a good entry. As we can see, every time it's dipped into this area, it's pushed up. So as we can see, it's grabbed some fuel. So what I would potentially be looking at on this is some consolidation and then maybe a wick down to either here or back into this zone here, maybe not down to this daily level, but into this zone here to grab some fuel before moving up. I think on this, if we break this daily level and we hold, I can see this fair value gap and this liquidity zone getting filled in, and you'd then be looking for a reaction up here. As you can see, it's pushing up a little bit now. But that should give you a 20% move up to there. So yeah, plenty of opportunity on this ticker. Definitely one to keep an eye on.